Hello and welcome to the Merle and Locke podcast. I'm Merle.
And I'm Locke.
Set sail and low expectations for everything nerd, accompanied by a healthy, albeit shameful hope with pointless banter, lack of focus, and questionably acquired knowledge.
And more.
And more. A few nights ago, we had a big storm hit. Of course, it was blown out of proportions on the weather forecast and what have you, like fist-size hail and...
The end is nigh.
Yeah, pandemonium.
Get your milk and bread.
Exactly. But no, it was just some rain, wind, and some lightning. We didn't even lose power. You know, it wasn't bad at all. I was sitting there by the window and I heard all the noise going on, the thunder, the rain against the window, and I found it comforting. I knew that it would potentially knock out power and it could do damage as far as falling limbs from trees. I realized that. But it made me kind of nostalgic in a sense where I remember from my childhood, especially, what I would think of storms. Kids, usually when they get together during a storm, they're looking out the window and they see the bolts of lightning and they're all like, oh, so scary. And I remember just sitting there, just being comforted by the rumble and the pitter patter of the rain and the wind against the house. I don't know, it was soothing.
I don't know. Is that really the thing? I don't recall as a bunch of younger boys, especially, being freaked out by the storm.
Well, no, it was more of like an excitement.
I mean, they'd be like, yeah, like bang, and they're all like pounding on tables and shit. Like it's...
It's more like a reaction to an action movie, right? Where you see this really cool action scene. It's like, wow, God, could you imagine that striking the house and this and that? And like thinking about worst case scenarios and then fantasizing about it. That kind of thing, right? Where
we start worrying about that child. Oh, geez.
Yeah. Where I'm saying, like, rather than thinking I'm in some kind of action movie because of all this chaos that's going on around me, it was just, being comforted by the house itself, four walls and a roof, and having that storm not being able to penetrate it, maybe. I can't really put my finger on what it was exactly, but now every time there's a storm and I hear those sounds, it makes me reflect back and I find comfort in it.
What a psychopath. No.
No.
Do you have no emotions toward the severity of a thunderstorm?
I've experienced some bad storms that have done some damage. And yes, the cleanup is rather annoying and the costs associated with it is sometimes pretty detrimental. So I get the dislike of storms, but at the same time, I can't help myself.
I know when I was younger, the only thing that ever made me afraid of storms was the movie Twister came out.
Yeah. One of the greatest movies of all time. Absolute masterpiece.
This is pretty good, I guess.
Especially that scene with cooking breakfast. Do you remember that scene?
No, honestly, I don't remember.
That was like a staple scene where it's just, I've never been so hungry in my life. After watching that scene, it was so satisfying. Something about it. I can't quite recall. But go ahead, continue.
I recall seeing like wind chimes. So every time like I heard wind chimes really picking up, I'm like, "There's a storm coming."
There's a storm coming.
Then it like terrified me because at one point I remember that there was going to be a storm coming in our local area. I want to say like terror was put out on the news. When you're younger, you really got to see, oh, this is really how you can scare the general public. You just put out a statement and say there's going to be a bad storm. Go down to your basement, stay away from windows, all this stuff. And you're like, oh my God, we hid in the basement. We had only candles lit. We're watching TV and then all of a sudden the power kicks off. Terrifying. So everybody's just like, okay, let's just start telling stories and whatnot, relax, and then you just hear the rumbling, the shaking, and you're in the basement, so you have no idea what's going on at all. But after everything all said and done, you don't hear the rumbling anymore. We went upstairs. It's just, you've seen the bright sun. It was beautiful. And I go, are we dead? This is the eye before the storm, isn't it? It's coming and it's going to wipe us all out after that. But everything was fine. So ever since then, I guess like storms are just nice. They feel nice. I'm like, everything's going to be fine after everything's said and done. Why are we even freaking out?
Yeah, I mean, for most people, unless you live out in the Midwest or something, then it can be pretty awful. But where we live on the two extremes of the country, it's usually not that bad.
Right. The only thing that I'm ever terrified about are other people on the roads out in the rain because they can't drive normally. So once the rain comes, it's like they've absolutely lost the ability to drive. They have no concept over, I should probably slow down. So here we are just wrecking into things and we're like, oh, what happened? The storm was so bad. The storm really wasn't that bad. There were no floods. You're okay.
In the grand scheme of things, as far as being comforted by it as an adult, as far as the storms go, I think maybe mostly it's due to the fact that there's no excuse to go outside. We have to stay inside because we could get sucked up into a tornado or something. You never know. Little one asks, can we go out to eat or go get snacks or something? It's like, no, there's a storm out there. We got to stay inside. We got to hunker down. But it's just an excuse to be lazy, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fantastic.
I mean, you should be able to look outside, see that magical funnel coming down from the sky and go, we probably should go downstairs.
Yeah, this might be bad.
This is probably going to be bad. I mean, because you'll see it start to form. Your first instinct shouldn't go, I should stay here and watch this.
I mean, but naturally.
Naturally, every white person in the country goes, I'm going to grab my photo camera. I am going to video record this to show my friends and family.
This is my time.
This is my time to shine.
Witness me.
Social media, here I come.
It's that and sharks, right? What white people are notorious for.
Shark-infested waters, and they go, I want to go visit those.
Yep, I want to jump right in the middle of that and see what happens.
Yeah, no thank you.
No, I'm good. They got some big old chompy teeth.
I'd like to say that I could overpower a shark, and I will try to believe that to my core in order to make it past that scenario.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a problem too, is people thinking they can overpower creatures in nature. Like, especially bears. Come on.
I'm just going to take my thumbs and I'm going to jam it in their eye sockets until it lets me go. And even while I'm bleeding out, I will be convinced that I won.
Take the W. I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll take it. My spleen is missing. The entirety of one side of me is missing, but it's fine. I won.
It's fine. I won. The shark's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thought process with the storm. I will get the footage. And I won.
All I got to do if it gets too close is hide in a ditch. That'll save me. Because that's what they do on movies.
If I just do what the movies do, which, I don't know, does somebody tell them that not all movies follow real life logic?
I'm sure maybe their parents mentioned it, but somewhere along the line, that was kind of tuned out, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, are we just talking about thunderstorms? Are we talking about just rain? The sound of like pouring down rain?
Anything with the inclement weather.
Because like, even if there's a little rumble in the distance, I'm like, that's fine. That's obviously nowhere near us. It's kind of soothing. And then just listening to the nice drizzling down rain. And then you realize how much it's affecting your bladder as you get older. And you go, I got to go to the bathroom.
Constantly. As far as the rain goes, I love rain when I'm indoors. Now, when I'm outside, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it because I'm like, no, my crap is wet. That sucks. It's going to take forever to dry, especially if I'm out and about. I mean, I don't understand the people who are like free spirit types where they go out and they just spread their arms wide open and look directly up into the sky as the rain falls on them like they're a main character in some kind of romance movie or something. It's like, dude, you're retarded. It's freaking rain. Get over it.
Sometimes just standing outside in the rain, looking down at the ground and going, why?
It really adds to the mood. Yeah.
Yeah, really adds to the mood.
Now, if you're like a Punisher type, you're trying to avenge the death of your family, and then it starts raining on you.
Make you feel like a badass.
Yeah, there's that too.
This is what guys look forward to.
Yeah. That's how we want to go out.
This is how we want to go out in a blaze of glory, pouring down rain.
There's something there. I mean, obviously, because it's been so overused.
Maybe that's a part of it. We like it so much we were indoctrinated to it as kids.
Yeah, maybe yeah.
Here's an idea, right? Lion King. Whenever Simba comes back, so the hero arrives, it's pouring down raining, the villain gets killed by a bunch of hyenas, right in the pouring down rain. And there's fire nonetheless. There's still fire.
Fire and explosions.
No explosions. There's
no. Okay, no explosions. Just fire and rain.
Fire and rain.
And animals with sharp teeth. Blood everywhere.
There's no blood either. It's a Disney movie.
No blood. No blood. Right. I could just imagine in the writer's room, right, where they're spitballing and have one guy.
Right. And there's one guy saying shit like that.
His intestines are strewn about.
And no intestines. Kids are going to be watching this. Okay, no intestines.
Okay, maybe we'll do like a shadow, right? We'll just show them a shadow.
No shadow.
Oh, no, not even a shadow.
They did do a shadow for Tarzan. Pouring down rain, villain.
Right? Rain again, yeah.
It was raining, and then Clint. I think it was Clint. He's slashing away at these vines with a machete, getting all crazy. Tarzan throws more at him, really getting him mad. So there he goes, slashing away like crazy, slashes everyone but the one wrapped around his throat. They don't show it, but then you see the shadow because of the thunderstorm that's happening.
Gotcha.
And the lightning flashes, and he's swinging. That is the one time that all the writers were like, bravo.
Bravo.
Love
Bravo. Oh. Bravo.
Bravo.
Yeah, so I guess it's just this innate ability of nature or inclement weather in any regard to induce some kind of emotional response that has even been utilized in cinematography. Obviously, from those few examples, it's pretty incredible to consider. Or maybe, who cares?
I don't care if this story's been used over and over again. I still love it. I think it's great. I think it does show a lot of mood to the story. I get why they did it.
But, we're not here to talk about movie tropes. We're more so here to talk about storms themselves. But once again, as always, here at the Merle and Locke podcast, we get off track rather easily.
A little bit, but is it off track? It was same ballpark.
Yeah, loosely. If you enjoy the Merle and Locke podcast, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/Merle and Locke or simply follow the link in the description. Thank you.